Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Nah, that's all I got this week. Hi! What's up, you wild strawberries? We're back here in the shop working on SLUGGIE, the 1969 C3 racing Corvette. Today, what are we going to do? Well, it's a lot of grinding, a lot of cleaning up on this bulkhead, cleaning the floor and the firewall and everything, getting all the old weather coating off. And then I'm going to paint it, and then we're going to sit this thing on the frame for final fit. So you're going to see all that right now. Whew. Okay, so for the grinding on this, for all the cleaning up I'm doing here on the floor and on the bulkhead, I'm using my wire wheel on the DeWalt grinder, and I'm using Norton Blaze Rapid Strip cookies, the orange cookies. And they are, let's see if I still have one. Well, that's all I got left, but they're these. So yeah, that, and then I'll probably end up mixing in some Scotch-Brite pads, some Roll-Lock Scotch-Brite pads. That's just kind of what I have. Also, I am going to probably loosen all this stuff up with paint thinner, and I have this quick strip stuff. Let me show you. Oh, it smells terrible. It smells so bad. It gets through my respirator every time I try to use it. Let's see here. Yeah. Boom. This stuff is nasty. This stuff is disgusting. It stinks the entire shop up, but it works good. It gets underneath the paint. And really, I mean, what's on this floor is like this, it's like weather stuff. I don't know. It's some kind of liner on there that just gums up my pads. So that stuff will cut through that, and then I hit it with the Scotch-Brite, and then get back on it with the Roll-Locks and the grinding wheel, and then, yeah. But we'll clean it up good, get it all down to bare, shiny metal, and then squirt some paint on it. Get after it. Mike is coming to join me again today. Y'all saw him on one of the other ones that we did together. I just want to tell you who he is. I know it's not in his own words, but better late than never, I guess. We grew up together. We were practically neighbors growing up. He's a great wrench. He works on all his own stuff. And right now, well, for the last few years, he's been working with glass. And he does these amazing glass sculptures and chandeliers and some pretty high dollar, really nice work. He's a craftsman. And he's also a woodworker, carpenter, and electrician, and he does it all. He does it all. So I'm lucky to have him here, and yeah, we're gonna hammer on this thing. Every time he's here, we hammer through stuff. So me and him are gonna get after it. Lunchtime. That's about where we got. Floor is all cleaned up nice. It's gonna take paint very nicely. I got some help today. So, me and Mike are flying through this thing. So, we're gonna be spraying paint here probably the next couple hours after lunch. But for now, we're gonna enjoy some shop burgers and dogs. Me and Mike got this thing pretty cleaned up. It's looking good. It's down to some shiny metal here, and we'll be spraying some paint pretty soon. For now, we're gonna go inside and work on the chassis a little bit, get some wheels under it, get it so it's rolling, and then we'll carry the body back in here, carry that cowl back in here, put it on the chain hoist and sit it on. But first things first, we got to get this frame so it can roll. All right, she's a roller now. So we're gonna go back outside and paint this thing. Ready to squirt some paint. And oh, let me show you what I'm using. So it's an Acme product. It's Finish 1. It's an epoxy primer, gray primer. It's 2K, and it mixes up 4-to-1. You know, do that in a mixing cup. And then for my gun, I ended up getting a new gun instead of fighting all those old cruddy ones. I got this one. It's like $70. It's a Cobalt, high velocity, low pressure. We'll see how it goes. A couple other things about this gun and the way I'm using it. Like I said, Cobalt gun. I have inline filter here, and then I have a pressure regulator here. And the reason I put it here, I also have one on the compressor. The reason I put one there as well is I need the pressure at the gun. I need the pressure at the tip. That's where I got to set it. So I'm spraying at 35 pounds of pressure. That's what this gun wants. And then I got a whole bunch of adjustment here on the gun, airflow, fluid, and pattern. So it's the first time I've ever used this one. I'm just gonna mess around with it for a bit, and then I'll spritz this chassis. I'll spritz this cowl back section. So yeah, hopefully it works out. It's got to work out better than what I was using last time, but I got high hopes for it. See how it comes out.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.
gray. She's gray. Now it's time for, I guess it's time to carry this bad girl in here and get it up on a chain hoist and start fitting it on the chassis. So yeah, we can carry this sucker in here and start dropping it on. Okay. We got this thing back up on the chain hoist, dropping it down and everything, and I'm gonna paint the firewall now while it's off the chassis. I'm gonna paint it all black, just the firewall. I think it'll look nice. So I'm gonna do that now while it's off the frame so I don't have to worry about any overspray. So I'm just gonna do some quick taping off, and I'm gonna do a little rattle can job. I'm using some Rust-Oleum Pro gloss black. It lays on nice. So put that on there and then start fitting this thing for real.
Running up the mountain and climbing a tree, twisted like a snake and busy like bees. Don't know what the is wrong with me. Don't know what the is wrong with me. Pumping up the volume to 90 degrees, dancing to a song till I drop to my knees. Don't know what the is wrong with me. Don't know what the is wrong with me. Boy, how you know you got that something here? I'm just standing.
All right, so we're running into a little bit of resistance here, fitting the chassis on the fitting the body on the frame. I moved those cage nuts in the last video, and the two in the back are off. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna pop this thing back off and then roll the frame back out, do the little bit of cutting and re-welding that I have to do, and then it'll all line up better. So yeah, we're gonna get after that right now. Boom! Here it is, final fit.
What is wrong with me? Boy, how you know you got that something here? I'm just standing doing nothing. From across the room, you got me flushing. I gotta crush just like a gold rush. Boy, how you know you got that something here? I'm just standing doing nothing. From across the room, you got me flushing. I gotta crush just like a gold rush.
We got this thing lined up nice. Black came out good. We got the wheels on, the whole shebang. So I'm super happy with the way this thing turned out. It's nice and gray, the paint came out nice. And so this was that cage nut I had to re-weld. At first I had it up here. I ended up just using that as a lineup hole now. Yeah, I don't really need that. It was more important to have one back here. And when I cut it off originally, I didn't really think that one through. So yeah, as you can see, that's a body mount bolt. And then I actually ended up putting in a rubber bushing for both of them. And then up here, it's there. And this whole thing's centered up pretty good. We took some time to line it up and get it fit on there nice. And I think the black really pops, so I'm happy. I'm happy with it. On to the next step, onto the roll cage. That's gonna be a big one. Okay, that's it for this one. We got plenty of work done. We got that thing all cleaned up, painted, sitting on the frame. I'm happy with that for a final fit. And now I can start really focusing on this roll cage and I am chomping at the bit, man. I want to get this roll cage done, and then I can start thinking about driveline. And then we're going to have some really fun episodes, because I'm going to be building that whole engine here. A little bit about it, a little bit of what I'm thinking right now in this moment. It's going to be a 355 wet sump. So that means it's going to be a small block Chevy, 350, bored 30 over. I'm going to do a regular stroke crank. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's what I'm torn between. I have a line on a nice stroker crank, but it's got a one-piece rear main seal. The block I have takes a two-piece rear main seal, so that's the older style versus the newer style. And I'm looking into, I thought I saw something that Moroso maybe makes some kind of adapter to where you can use one of those crankshafts in one of those blocks, but I'm still looking into it. So if I can find that, if I can find a way to do that that's, economically makes sense, maybe I can make this thing into a stroker. And it would be, well, what would that be? 389. Either way, it's going to be a 30 over, 4-bolt main, small block Chevy. That's where I'm starting. That's my blank canvas. And I found an 010 block. I had my hopes set on an 016. That's the highest nickel content. 010 still has plenty of nickel in it. And I found one of those. Thanks to Jim, actually. Thank you, Jim. And yeah, so that's the start of it. I have aluminum heads, AFR heads, full hydraulic roller cam. I've got a nice racing oil pan. What else? I got a single plane intake, no carburetor. I still got a lot of bits and pieces to get together, but I got a good blank canvas to start with. And I can't wait to get rolling on that. And I'm going to introduce you to some new people. Hopefully I'll be able to introduce you to some new people if they'll come out here. An excellent, amazing engine builder that I know. And hopefully he'll come out here and give me a hand with it. But first things first, we got to get this roll cage in there, and we got to get it welded really nice. So I'm going to take some time to do that, focus on it, hit it with some laser focus, and then on to the next step. One thing at a time, keep taking small bites out of this thing. So, Wild Strawberry Garage out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. I'd like for this thing to hit, have some people to show it to, but on to the next one. Let's get after it.